for the teams, beginning with the visiting Minnesota Timberwolves. At small forward, Jaden McDaniels. At point guard, Mike Conley. At center, Rudy Gobert. At the other forward position, Karl Anthony Towns. At the other guard position, Anthony Edwards. The head coach of the visiting team is Chris Finch. Basketball fans, please welcome the starting lineup for your Toronto Raptors. The big man in the middle, 7 feet 1 inch, number 19, Jakob Poeltl. At guard, 6'5", number 33, Gary Trent Jr. A 6'8" forward, number 4, Scott. At guard, 6'1", number 23, Fred VanVleet. At forward, 6'9", wearing number 43, Pascal Siakam.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and 2 Hall of Famers. Doris Berg here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. D.A., take it away.
Well, thanks very much, guys. Of course, the NBA has had some legendary trash talkers. But Damian Lillard says it's not really a verbal assault like it used to be. In this era, it's more gestures. From the watch your head to the too small or rock the baby to Trae Young's theatrical bows, players have their ways of sending a message. Kevin?
And the message usually received, D.A., thank you. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point. And for Toronto, the forwards are Barnes and Siakam. VanVleet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. And it's Poeltl in at the 5, roaming the paint.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Here's Conley. Shoots over VanVleet. Conley's shot is off. A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable, and they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their career.
On the wing, Barnes. McDaniels defending. Siakam looking around. Poeltl with a screen on Towns. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3, VanVleet. Minnesota with the rebound. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
Yeah, and they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Now here's Conley. Outside, Towns. Now here's McDaniel. Fires the 3. And it's Towns missing.
3 straight misses to begin the game. Not the start they were hoping for.
Here's Trent. And he uses the glass on the layup.
This guy's got a habit of making tough shots, and for Gary Trent Jr., he welcomes the contact.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
Nice take. Staying aggressive with this game, still very much up in the air.
Oh, here's Edwards. Last game we saw him score 32. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
A minute 20 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Towns. Out to Edwards. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Achua, he's checked in for the Raptors. OG Anunoby comes in for Barnes. Reed, he's checked in for Minnesota. Kyle Anderson comes in for McDaniels. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Raptors.
Guys, you have to remember when thinking and talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's an organization that is still so young.
The shot's good.
What you see is continued improvement in his ability to create for others. Great to see OG Anunoby make the open read.
Now here's Towns. And he converts the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Siakam after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Now Anderson. Conley with the 3. Toronto grabs the miss. And here is Siakam. With 2 seconds left, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Raptors. They're up by 4. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. So far, halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And opening day is here. So, what are these players right now, Greg, feeling as they tip off this brand new season?
Mostly excitement. I mean, this is their first chance to showcase all the hard work they put in during the offseason.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniels. Reed is out there with Anderson. And it's Noel in at point guard. The Raptors shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. It's so hard, isn't it, Doris, to define Scotty Barnes' position? Point forward would probably, I guess that'd be correct.
I guess, Kev, and it almost doesn't matter, right? Because what we know about Scotty Barnes is he's got big-time talent. He can make plays, he can get downhill, he can rebound and run with the basketball in his hand. And think about it. He is a guy still with so much upside. Imagine when he locks in completely and understands the NBA game. Sky's the limit.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, guys. A busy few years for Nick Nurse. In 2019, he helped lead the Raptors to the title. and he was the 2020 Coach of the Year. He says, it means a lot to me that this city and this country loves this team so much. We can go out there and give them something to be proud of. Of course, Kevin, he's been a key part of that success. Back to you.
Maybe the single most important part of their success, D.A. Thank you so much. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Edwards with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Just 5 on the clock. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Raptors leading by 7. Greg, when you look at Toronto, they have a lot of length and defensive switchability.
They swarm opposing stars and tend to make it very difficult in those passing lanes. So a great profile for a modern NBA defense.
Now here's Anderson. Following the miss by Pascal Siakam. Pass to McDaniels. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Anthony Edwards has length and strength, and defense is there, but he just makes it look easy.
Anunoby passes to Van Vliet. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
And here's Edwards from the arc. Count it. A second make in 4 attempts.
Well, in pick and roll action, you've got to be aggressive as a scorer. Anthony Edwards with the bucket.
Van Vliet outside. Pass to Siakam. Over Anderson. Unable to get that one. And Minnesota now the other way. McDaniels in the post. Covered by Van Vliet. A nice shot by McDaniels.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his way.
Van Vliet kicks to Pirtle. Van Vliet outside. Anunoby in the corner. And the 3 off target. Anunoby against Edwards. Pass to Noel. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Raptors lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Nick Nurse. Coach, the efficiency wasn't there in the first half. What adjustments do you need to make?
I thought we got pretty good shots, you know, and if we're not going to score, it makes getting our defense set up difficult. So you got to keep shooting them. Hopefully start making some of them.
You can't score until you shoot, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Hello there, folks. Toronto Raptors in our featured matchup, which has not disappointed.
Man, this is just beautiful basketball, poetry in motion. I mean, I think if they stay efficient, Ernie, in the second half, they'll pull away.
And now you have me wondering about poetry. Do you think Walt Whitman had a jump shot?
Maya Angelou did.
Okay, time to discuss the first half of this one. Specifically, which guys are leading the charge for their teams?
These two have been great. Like at horns, you know, like those battering rams you see on the nature documentaries. No one is given an inch.
Wait, since when do you watch Nature Docs?
I am Nature Docs. Animal spirit.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Raptors with the lead. Doris, one thing that stood out about the Timberwolves last season was their fast-paced play.
No doubt, Kevin, and you can trace that directly to the head coaching position in Chris Finch. This is a group that loved to push the basketball up the floor, wanted to catch defenses before they had a chance to dig in and half court. And remember, that is the classic mark of a youthful team, particularly one with the athleticism that Anthony Edwards brings.
Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. And it's Pirtle in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
One shot.
Gobert, no good on that free throw. And evaluating defenders goes well beyond blocks and steals. So, Doris, when you're doing a game, what are some of the things that you look for and that teams are looking for?
Activity, attention to detail, deflections. Is the person switchable? Can they guard the elite wing scorers? In addition to size and length, do they have lateral quickness? So many things go into quality defense. Gobert has a thin frame, but make no mistake, he is physical and he relishes contact.
Teardrop shot. Can't hit that one. Towns with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trail, and Karl Anthony Towns said he believes that he is the greatest big man shooter of all time. What do you think?
Well, Kev, I think a guy by the name of Dirk Nowitzki might have a thing or two to say about it, but I love Karl Anthony Towns' attitude. You have got to believe in your skills if you're going to have the kind of success that Cat has had in this league, and we know he is lethal from deep. Boy, as slow a start as you could have, just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling. Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
For the lead. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Barnes. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Boy, guys, when you think about the prototypical modern wing, Scotty Barnes, the reigning Rookie of the Year, certainly fits that mold, already proving to be a well-rounded two-way player.
That one is off.
And with Barnes, he's only scratching the surface of how good he can be.
GA, there is no question about that. Barnes is on the fast track to becoming a star. Why? Because he can score, defend, rebound, and even serve as a playmaker if need be. This is about developing those skills continuously and becoming more consistent.
And he sinks the second.
Well, of course, Scotty Barnes won the Rookie of the Year in 21-22, guys. And you talk about a well-rounded basketball player who will affect winning with both his offensive ability and his defensive versatility.
Now here's Conley. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. And for years, Mike Conley had an interesting title, the best player to never make an all-star game. Well, that changed in 2021 when Conley was named an all-star.
One shot.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. For Mike Conley, year 13 was lucky for him, going to that first All-Star game.
And that was the longest wait ever to become an All-Star. Conley, 33 at the time of that first selection, just shows you the work ethic of Mike, always trying to improve.
Anunoby, good.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
And the pass to Towns. Prince in the corner. Conley against Van Vliet. And it's blocked. Gobert the pass to Prince. Young against Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Prince. Here's Noel driving to the basket. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Timberwolves ahead, leading by just 1. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Here is Edwards. So on the floor for Minnesota. 2 big men inside, Towns and Gobert. Anthony Edwards out there with Conley. And it's Prince in at the 3.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
Here's Van Vliet, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. Timberwolves leading by 4. Right side Towns. Conley, the pass to Gobert. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Edwards. No good from outside. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Off target from outside.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
Bounce pass Conley. Towns a screen on Anunoby. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Prince. Towns has got the lead up to 6 now for the Timberwolves. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Connects from 3-point range.
Well, I mean, listen, Fred Van Vliet, you can practically close his eyes. That's how comfortable he is out on the arc.
Edwards with it. And it's Trent picking him up. Edwards looking it over. Prince with a screen on Trent. Bangs home the trifecta. Edwards got the lead back up to 6 now for the Timberwolves.
Crushing blow to the host right there. I mean, they were in this game for what felt like only a second before instantly giving that three-pointer.
Young, a screen on Conley.
And how about the leadership there from Van Vliet, ready to put this team on his back and give them that crucial bucket.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're ahead by 3. 107 left in the fourth quarter. And the Raptors with some changes. Pirtle, he's checked in for Achua. Pascal Siakam comes in for Young. And it's Scotty Barnes in for Anunoby. The Timberwolves also with the sub. McDaniels checked in. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, here's what Chris Finch went over with his guys during the break. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And here's Edwards from the arc. Toronto grabs the miss.
Points are an absolute must here.
And no time to waste. Not at this point in the game.
Got it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and for some misses.
Second team foul. At the line for the Timberwolves, Mike Conley, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
All eyes are on Conley, a normally confident shooter. Can he sink the free throw?
So it gets them both, and it's a three-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a three can tie it now.
And the Raptors call time here. They trail by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Siakam outside. Shoots over Towns. Siakam misses. Pirtle with the steal.
A three and nothing but a three will do here.
You've got to keep your composure and execute to get a quality look from 3.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Shooting for Minnesota, Carl Anthony Towns. Taking 2 shots.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker.
Well, we all know Carl Anthony Towns is one of the most gifted offensive big men we've ever seen. Now you get a chance to show off that incredible free throw percentage when the game is hanging in the balance. Step up, Mr. Towns.
Toronto calls timeout. They're behind by 4. 3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And I'm sure the coach is telling them it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, but I don't know.
From deep, Trent. It's not going to go for him. So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Mike, you guys really came on in the second half. What changed?
We just started playing basketball again. I told the guys at halftime that we can't just turn it on and off. We got to be able to keep the pedal to the metal, and guys came out and were defensively focused, and guys were making the double extra plays to get defensive stops.
Well, defense is obviously your team's calling card. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.